Hi, this is Adam Finn, and I'm back with another tutorial for Wrestling Tools. This one I have to put an asterisk by and say it's probably not quite ready for the general population, but if you're really adventurous, you could give this one a shot. It's an instant replay capability. And like I said, I don't really think this one is ready for the general population, but you could give it a try, and really I think the main reason why I'm putting it out here is so that I can get some better exposure for it, and perhaps somebody has some interest in helping me further develop this. I've got some ideas for a much more solid architecture for building an instant replay, but this will get you through in a pinch if you really need a replay capability. Another thing you'll need to know here is that this thing relies heavily on RAM to store the clips of replay. It doesn't actually record it to disk, it stores it in RAM. That means if you're going to do instant replay, you're going to need a lot of RAM. I would suggest a Mac with 8 gig of RAM. So with that, let's get started. Now, for the first time, we're going to have to dig into Quartz Composer a little bit to make sure that this thing works. There's you'll have to open up the Instant Replay Quartz file in the effects directory of the installation bundle. And in there, at the top level, you'll see this video input block. Select the video input block and click on the patch inspector, and it'll bring up this window here. If you arrow over to the settings tab, you'll see a setting to drop down list to select the video device. I imagine people are going to be using all kinds of cameras and all kinds of video capture devices, and this is something that has to actually be selected within the code, at least the way that I'm doing it now. So you'll have to come in here and make sure that you select the camera that you want to use. And for this, I'm going to select the FaceTime HD camera. I could use the ADVC 110 that I normally use, but this will be easier to demonstrate the instant replay capability. So I'm going to go ahead and select that, which I believe is the camera it would use by default anyway. So I'll save that, and then I'm going to get out of Quartz Composer. Now I can add a button that uses the instant replay capability, or uses the instant replay element. And I'm going to go ahead and, my background is built here. I have the FaceTime as my background, and I have the instant replay button selected. I've also fired up, as you can see, the instant replay controller application that's distributed in the bundle. So the way this thing works is, when you want to start recording a new clip of action, you click the end button, and you'll see the counters start to increment how many frames and how many seconds you have recorded in the buffer. If you want to, if there's nothing interesting that happened and you're not really worried about showing that action as a instant replay, you can click the end button again, and it will wipe out the buffer and start the counter over again. If you want to capture the action that happened, you can click the out button, and it'll save it, and then you can queue up the action, and we'll go through this on a little bit more demonstrative clip of video here in a minute. To a particular start point that you'd like to have the clip start at, you can select this playback speed, so you can kind of do a slow motion capability, and then when you want to, you would transfer it into the program window by cut, and it would automatically go over there, play the clip at the rate that you specified, and then it would disappear. Now I'm going to show you how this works in a little bit better demonstration. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to sit here watching my action, and I'm going to be doing, I'm going to go ahead and, while I'm thinking about it, I'm going to lock in that program view so that my camera is there the whole time. So I'm watching action and nothing interesting's happening. So I hit the end button again, and I'm getting ready. You know what? I can see they're about ready to do some interesting action, so I'm going to hit the end button one more time and throw away everything I've done so far. And then the action starts to happen, and I can see it's happening, there's a takedown or whatever, and I click the out button. Now I'm ready to cue it up when there's a break in action. Maybe the wrestlers went out of bounds and they're coming back to the center. So now I can drag this cue point and say, okay, where does the action begin? That looks to me about where the action began. So now I'm going to set it even for 75% playback speed, and I'm ready to go. Now I just have to hit the transition button, and the replay will appear in the program window and then disappear. So here it goes. Goes in. You see me waving my hand around. It's I'm still waving my hand around, a decent sized clip there, and then it disappears and we're back to me talking again. So this is the instant replay capability. Right now it's not much. Like I said, it might not be ready for prime time. If you really wanted to use it, I think you could. If you want to help develop a better instant replay capability and you've got some Coco experience, I would very much like to talk with you. Thanks for watching the tutorial. Please check out the other tutorials on the website, and thank you very much.